Good morning. Ah, man. How is everyone doing? A bit rainy and I think gray and dark in Berlin, but it's getting slightly warmer, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I have to go out. I have to go out later on, and honestly, I'm not a big fan. Let me just. I have to quickly open the door for the cat. There we go. Not to let the cat out. She's a great gamer cat, and she keeps me company whenever I play video games, but unfortunately, she doesn't like the door to be closed, so that is such a bummer, because as soon as I close the door when I start the stream, she gets nervous and she runs up from her cat bed and leaves the room, which is sad, because it would be so nice if she would be keeping company, but she's too nervous for that. We have good morning, Liron. We have one cat with blood pressure problems and anxiety, and another cat with irritable bowel syndrome and the tendency to eat everything that she finds. And yeah, they're both, I don't want to say geriatric, but they're getting older. They're like 13 and 11 or something like that. So it's kind of unrealistic that we're going to teach them to behave differently. So we just accept any weird behavior that they come up with. And yeah, the anxious one, Selena, she usually lives on my desk, which is kind of nice. Unless you want to use a keyboard or a mouse, or get work done or write something down or whatever. Use the desk for yourself, But it's also nice because she's lying around here and keeping me company. But unfortunately, as soon as I close the door, she just fails. It doesn't work. Unfortunate. But apart from that, she's a great gaming company. Oh no, she's, oh man, you're raising you're raising a good issue here. Yeah, of course. To be fair, yeah, we also eat a bunch of stuff which are not good for us, and we're also not getting any younger. Absolutely true. This is what I'm not blaming the cat. The problem is that I'm the one who has to then wipe up the puke and the runny poos and all that. So yeah, I get it, and we treat her sometimes, especially when she has a tummy ache or something like that, and we treat her with some cooked chicken, poached chicken mostly, some rice, stuff like that. The stuff she really likes. But unfortunately, I can't give her any of my fried chicken, right? And I am also aware that I shouldn't be eating fried chicken as often as I am right now. But man, I need the carbs to keep me company over the Berlin winter. I just need the carbs for my mental health. I'm sorry, this is what it is. I promise to do better once the sun comes out, but right now I need carbs, I need fats, I need chocolate. This is me in Berlin winter, unfortunately, what it is. But yeah, honestly, I just realized the other day that I'm closer to my 60s than I am to my 30s now. I'm turned 47 this year. So, yeah, we're not getting any younger. So that is something to bear in mind when it comes to healthy eating, I guess. I don't know, man. Honestly, we should be doing better, but then on the other side, I feel like the world overall should be doing better, and in the current state of the world, maybe I'm not to blame if I just need pizza to, to get around, to, have something comforting in me and cope with the whole situation. It's not ideal, but honestly, I promise I will be doing better once the sun comes out. I haven't been doing a lot of sports right now. No workouts. Bad. I know. But the workload is also pretty high currently, so it is what it is. But from April, I promise things are going to be better. Workload's going to be reduced. I have a big leave coming up mid of March, about 3 weeks, which I'm really looking forward to. I'll be traveling home a little bit, visiting my parents, and then after that, hopefully weather in Berlin is going to be spring-ish, and then things will be better. Let's see how that goes. But enough of that old people complaining stuff. I think we're here to play some video games, right? So, last we left off, and let me check where we are right now. First and foremost, let's switch back to Scholar. And we were collecting the keys to the castle in order to confront Titania. Is that what she's called in English? Titania, I would say. Right? What is the Scholar outfit? Yeah, that's the Scholar outfit last time. So, and we went through the oh yeah, and there's FanFest in July to look forward to. I hadn't really processed that yet, but that's definitely something that's going to happen. And honestly, this is going to be my very first video game convention, I guess. So yeah, to reach Titania this stream, I may join for the trial, although I can't promise I won't give you extra work as a healer. That'll be fine. We're gonna manage. I did some duties the other day with some of the jobs that haven't reached the level 70 something, mostly Paladin, White Mage, and I think Astrologian to level them up. And man, I feel bad for people who have to put up with tanking their duties. I know so little about mechanics, and how do people remember that? Like, if you're just thrown into a random duty, how do you remember boss mechanics or whatever's happening there? How often you have to have run those in order to remember what you're supposed to. Anyway, maybe it's just that I'm a little scatterbrained, but I find it very, very hard to. So yeah, we were searching for the remaining keys to unlock the castle, in which I guess the trial is then going to happen, and we're going to confront Titania. So let's see if we can do this in this stream. Would be nice. I'm going back in. My lady, exhausted as thou art, thou wouldst only endanger thyself. I prithee, rest a moment. I hate having to read. There was nothing where we looked. Daedalus. Oh yeah, we basically we had a situation where we almost drowned. But then of course we didn't because we can't. Dear gods, were it not for Soroban's blessing, but I need not labor it more. I am glad to see you safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea how worried we were? Wash up on the shore only to find you weren't with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The fourth kept that part of the bargain at least. While there were certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for witness. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Sulwyn, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching to Il Mheg. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. The Yulmoran army at a guess. Meaning we can play with them? As much as you like. But just to be sure, I will return with you to confirm their identity. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphonse is coming, then Alize will be too, yes? Can't have one without the other, you know? Alright, just remember we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Don't worry, I've done this sort of thing before. It's fine. Defeating the Lightwarden would always have fallen to me. I try not to be too arrogant as a warrior of light, but it's really hard. Indeed, you have. Very well then. See you afterwards, my friend. So there should be 2 more, right? With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the 2 remaining bearers of the relics, the No Mu are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fae folk, they bear distinction of having abided in the land since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to men, and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Well then, let us away. So yeah, we realized yesterday that apparently I received my confirmation for the FanFest ticket presale via mail. It just ended up somewhere in my spam folder because it was a weird email address. I mean, it was the email address that they confirmed it would be, but it was a different email address than the ones I usually receive mails from Square Enix from, so it went into spam, but it looks like I am eligible to purchase 2 tickets for FanFest in Berlin. And then attend FanFest in July, which is kind of nice. I have no idea what to expect, honestly, but let's see how that goes. I love these little guys. They look so gorgeous. Little flower baskets. That is just lovely monster design. Where are we going? Here? Is that right? No, that doesn't look right. Here? Yes, somebody went all in on the monster design for Il Mheg, definitely. I just absolutely love this mixture of monsters with floral characteristics. It's lovely. If the path strikes thee as precipitous, it is because it was once a mountain track. For where the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Vobert. 'Twas only when the Fuath came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing land where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the faithful for so altering the land. The blame for that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to it, an entire world, that it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked, greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. I'm sorry. 'Twas these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Mephilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no eighth umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not that we shall prevail. Urianger, man. Mortals, just as we thought. What's going on? Hast thou business with us? Business? Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of Lidra, going on today. Lyda Laran. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste, are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. What the hell? Did they just... Teleportation magic. For a mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak, it is called. The most ingenious magic which rendered one invisible to Fey folk, albeit briefly. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis, thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Amen. Okay, so where am I supposed to go then? Head to the destination. Where is the destination? I'm so confused. Okay. Ah, there's the destination. It was just a very tiny dot on my map. Oh, come on now. Are you kidding me? Little mushroom. Little mushroom buddy. What's up with that? I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? Faeries, I guess. I see, yes. I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. In other good news, the Numu village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Urianger deigns to join us. Oh, it's a little mushroom village. Oh, look at that. You little cuties. Oh God, you little cuties. Look at them. Ha! Mortals. Mortals are here. Lots of them. She excited or afraid? I thought you said the Numu were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. Was beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. You have so many immortals appear at once. What's happening, man? It's more excitement than we can bear. Doing this little shoulder dance. Look at them. Greetings, Elderwood Eng. Tyranny, it hath been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the new moon. The stone scepter? You mean to lift the seal over Ligia? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fae cousins, we Numu have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus, did full many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. Don't worry, we'll defeat Titania. No one will come to harm. Just hand over the goddamn staff. But then you'll only become another Lightwarden. It changes nothing. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this man is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, he hath already laid down the Lightwarden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. He is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but he harboureth the self-same desire to see the Sin-Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us, Orianger. If you have placed your faith in this man, then so shall we. Gonna do another shoulder dance? As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin-Eaters. But be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps? You don't have a turn of the moon. Unless we want to debate this with the Yulmoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over, acquiesce to our request. But even now a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over? Fetch? You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless. Really? Roll over and fetch? Yeah? Those are the words of power? In happier times it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Verbert fell, however, we've been starved of men's patronage. So many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Oyajo. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? Huh. Those just good little doggos. You a good little doggo? They sniff at me expectantly. I haven't been sniffed at expectantly in a while, to be honest. You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can begin with Marn Ose. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Vobert. With the Knights gone, however, Marnos has had no opportunity to put their skill to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. the little cute little mushroom den. With cute little doggos. Oh, this is up here. Okay, got it. In a little cave. Hey, buddy. You a good boy? Who's a good boy? 1,182, 1,183, 1,000. Wait, did I already count that leaf? Wait, whoa, wait, you're immortal? Huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? If you answered yes, you've come to the right Numu. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and your patronage to me. All right, buddy. I mean, we'll try our very best to pull some moss fungus legs and get back to you, right? Oh man, these mushrooms look gorgeous. I mean, there's nothing better than an underground cave with some glowing mushrooms, right? So, oh, hello, Mr. Moss Fungus. How is every single place in Shadowbringer so beautiful? How is that? I mean, man, look at that. It's all so whimsical, so cute. Little mushroom huts held together by roots. I love it. Gorgeous. Oh, you returned. And with the moss fungus legs, I hope? They are tools of my trade, lest you wonder. Used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores. How many moss fungus legs will you give? I don't know how many do I have. Do I have 3? Just give him all of them. I mean, come on, buddy. We're friends now. 3? But I asked for 2. No, this wasn't the... Oh, no, I got him. Oh, no, buddy, I'm sorry. I just wanted to be nice to you. You doubt that I'll fulfill the work for 2 moss fungus legs, so you tempt me with another? May as well call me a grasping mutt and spit in my eye. Well, if you think me a bad Numu, I will be, oh yes. I'll make a fine mess of everything you're wearing. Jesus Christ, rip it to shreds. Oh, wait. There are 2 legs here. You mustn't tease us fairies so. In my agitation, I could have done much worse than simply snap at you. You see, for there to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means you belittle our ability. Too much means you question our integrity. You've given me fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. Yeah, I feel like everything in the locations in Stormblood were not very unique, very exciting, right? It was just Asian. I've said that before. I'm not a big fan. I was not a big fan. So I don't know. I honestly didn't enjoy these areas very much. Even in Heaven's Word, like towards the end, there were like nice little exciting things to explore and find. And I did feel that even though Stormblood introduced like underwater exploration and stuff like that, most of the areas did have nothing like that. It wasn't very fantastical, to be honest, right? I think this was the main problem with Stormblood. Stormblood wasn't just very fantastical. It was lacking the fantasy of the Final Fantasy, I felt, right? And I think this is why I'm so excited to see the turnaround they made in Shadowbringers. Oh, great. So I can repair stuff. That's good. Yeah, I guess... Honestly, I guess a lot of people like Kugane. I was just never the biggest fan. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As a patron, I ask you to remove the noxious mushroom that grow in our caves. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We've no choice but to pluck them one at a time. Now, you will be curious as to what I have to offer. I'm a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. That's great. That is amazing stuff. Then check where the mushrooms are. Was that it? Okay, wait. I think in terms of Stormblood, I like the How am I supposed to get to that? Oh, really? You've placed it? Oh, man, why would you do that to me? Placed an ether current there in a way that... How am I supposed to get there? Why do you have to make this a jump and run game? Man. Yeah, I like the steps. This area of Stormblood I quite liked. That was quite exciting, to be honest. I like the music a lot. I like the rivaling steps. The rivaling tribes there. Quite a lot. It was fun. But again, for me, it was just lacking the fantastic element of fantasy TTRPG, right? Where you see something that is outworldish or fantastical, yet awed by it. That was something that I felt that expansion was lacking a little bit. Oh, but did you perchance search by the western entrance as well? I'm told that more have cropped up in that area. Why didn't you tell me before I got started, buddy? As you pluck the last of the flame spores, you sense a gaze from the entrance. That's Minfilia. Gasp! I wasn't spying on you or anything. I've just finished my task and I should go back and report. What happened? Go, Mr. Fairy Doggo. Oh, you have returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses for a little while at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again, it reminds me of the old days. There, every day, I would carry my wares to the castle to offer in exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Lightwarden. The Vopertides built it, and they called it Grünes Licht. Okay. It was their last bastion in the struggle against Sin Eaters, and now they're gone, all of them. Nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And you desire anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them to you, for a fitting price, of course. Thank you, Mr. Fairy Doggo. Now, will you be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider Widlad? Of course I would. They've been under the weather. Oh no, they've been under the weather of late, and the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up. Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, an Aetherite ticket, okay. I mean... What? You would be my patron? Well, I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it I can't make my arcane wares. Who are the lawless ones? They're no more like us, except they've turned their backs on our values. Curs without honor they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk that they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them. But you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take my ink back from those villains? If you do this, I will consider it your patronage. And by way of my service, I will make you something very special. Excuse me, Daedalus, but I couldn't help overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, will you let me accompany you? I would learn from you and help in what little way I can. You're absolutely welcome to join, Minfilia. Thank you so much. The Lawless Ones makes their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I will be grateful if you could bring as many back as possible. So where is that? Cool. What is happening? Oh, geez, Louise, this is somewhere far beyond. Let's try and get out by the eastern exit and then do a little exploring while we're at it. Holbortenborg. You're a German. If you're a German native speaker, the way that some English or even Japanese games use German language is absolutely hilarious. What is that? Wait, I could talk to them? Oh, I would like to go and bathe in the lake, but the thought that the Fuach will be waiting puts me right off. Wait, these buddies speak? I didn't know. Crazy. I think my favorite example of crazy ass usage of German words is still Neon Genesis Evangelion. But I think other anime do it as well. It's just absolutely hilarious because up to a certain extent it feels like they're just using German words because they sound cool, right? Yeah. I guess German does that to you. Where is Minfilia? Oh, she's... Pardon, Porxies. Oh no, look at them. They're so cute. I mean, they're gonna attack us and all, but... I mean, look at them. God, they're just little flying piggies. Jeez, buddy. Father Collard's chambers is through here. I peered inside and sure enough, it was milling with new moon. They looked none too friendly. If Thancred were here, he'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. Okay? I'll find all the ink I can and come back outside. See you shortly. Yeah, okay, I guess. Spot in here, right? Yeah, that's great. Just dash in here and see what's happening. There's a fungi mancer. My favorite kind of mancer, to be honest. There's... Okay. Let's clean it. Clean this mess up a little bit. Which level is that actually? This is level 73, right? Man, there's a lot of you guys here. What's going on? I think I need to apply some healing to myself here. Oh man, look at you. Ooh, invisible ink. It is very convenient that the vials itself are not invisible, because otherwise, man, that would be messy. So yeah, by the way, when I started playing Final Fantasy, I leveled, I leveled Scholar through the means of playing Summoner, because I found the concept of Summoner cool at the time, right? I liked it a lot. Spellcaster with a book, basically. And at this point, I haven't played Scholar in over 18 levels or so, and I'm really struggling to get back into it. Honestly, I don't know. Oh no, come on, Garden Corksy. I don't know how to get back into it. At some point, I'd really love to, but I just don't feel like I can get the hang of it. This is honestly, this is a general problem I have with damage dealers. I've been playing healer and I've been playing paladin, or well, paladin and warrior technically, but warrior only up to level 40, right? And I feel like the damage dealer rotations feel so much more complex and like difficult to get a hang of that I don't know, my brain just gets tangled up, and then I get very confused. And I don't feel I have that with healer and tank, because in most of the instances, right, in most situations, you have a very basic rotation, but then everything else is kind of intuitive, right? And you just react to what happens, or proactively, you know, do things to react something on the battlefield, while damage dealer feels much more rigid in terms of, oh, I have to stick to a certain rotation, and that makes the rotation so much more complex to me, if that makes sense. Then I just mess up all the time. I try to get into Machinist because I like the vibes.
Oh,
but
thank goodness. There you are.
Yeah.
Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
Thank you. I'm glad you're safe too.
I haven't seen much actual combat, so I was a little nervous, but I'm happy I could help. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Lightwardens.
Oh, okay.
I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together. To the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. What is that?
Or was that Titania?
Why? Why did you imprison us?
Oh no, she looks gorgeous. Look at those butterfly wings.
Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come. Come and play with us.
It came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
That is one creepy fairy queen. The currents around here to the west. There's no... That's just the... No, that's... And that's probably up in the castle somewhere. Okay. You don't have to go there. So yeah, I feel like DPS rotation are much more rigid, and therefore, because they lack the amount of situational skills that tank and healer has, they're much longer, and I just struggle remembering or like tracking them. So this is why I've never really gotten into playing damage dealers a lot, honestly. Ha! Yes, this is the ink, and almost all of it too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse. But thanks to you, it's simply bad again. What? You have the vision too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when living beings turn into a sin eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of the instinct. I'm so confused as to why they keep referring to the Lightwarden as the king, because it's clearly Titania who should be the queen. I mean, I'm not a stickler for gender or anything, but I'm a little confused here. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong is that desire that it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I will give you the service I promised. Ha, nothing up my sleeve, and voila, may it serve you well. The Elder's answer. There's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention that Elder with Eng returned a moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. Yes, you already suggested Dancer to me, and I will definitely pick them up at some point. So right now my plan was to Right now, my plan was to level up Astrologian to the 70s so that I have all my healers in the 70s and can rotate through them when doing duties. That is something I want to do. I also want to raise Warrior to the 70s so I can switch between Paladin and Warrior when tanking. And then only a matter of months, of course. And then I will probably try and get Black Mage to the 70s first and then pick up Dancer. I think that was the plan. I quite like Black Mage, to be honest. I leveled it up quite quickly, and I don't think the rotations are insane. It has a lot of utility. Has a great damage output, of course. And since I'm already bad at dodging mechanics, I feel like the fact that I need to be very, very proactive about my positioning quite helps in Black Mage. I don't know. I like it. Also, of course, it's a spellcaster, so I guess it's something that kind of based on the vibe is something that fits the character, right? I don't think this character will ever be fit to play something like a dragoon or a ninja or anything like that. I don't see that for myself, to be honest. Oh, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that, you have my thanks. Now then, you will be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions, I will deliver our answer. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind of patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we have decided to entrust their fate to you. Got it. Take it, the stone scepter of the Numo. This makes 3 relics. 1 more and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Il Mheg's founding, arose as ruler of all Fae folk to bring order to a riotous kind. In our turn, we Fae folk render our blessing onto nature, onto water, wood, and wind, that our king might be further empowered. Though they are become a Sin Eater, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. So they are, in fact, the king, but they're called Titania. Okay. Oh dear, is there anything else that we should know? Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. Maybe we could learn the shoulder dance? After all, I myself has yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will next have the chance. We would see that you were comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi! Honestly, I look away for one moment and every fairy and their nuncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling. Mine, do you hear? Not yours, not the fool's, and anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce him will wish they hadn't. I love her. She's trouble. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro safekeeping in the settlement of Wolkeldorf. Jesus Christ. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast heretofore encountered. Owing to peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them, yada yada yada. Okay, this is why the Amaro over there was speaking to us. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Volekdorf, seek out the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is the leader and the bearer of the relic. There's no the current quests here, so I think we can just straight up teleport over there and talk to the Amaro. Let's see. Which one of you is the biggest? Oh? Ha! Current over there. Look at that. We missed that the first time around. Oh, we're almost there. It's good. That is, in fact, good. So where is that? Speak with the enormous Amaro. One of you is enormous. I'm a little confused. Okay. You're not enormous. Rispa. Oh, that's the enormous Amaro over there. Yeah. Okay, you're the enormous. Buddy, look at you. You're sleeping. An enormous Amaro slumbers peacefully. Seto. We remember names. We remember names. Art Bert? Oh no. He remembers the Warrior of Darkness. Are you friends? Oh, forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you right? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Lightwarden? No, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends. Let us leave him with his thoughts. It is harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Give me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. would behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community. I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. Okay. In such wise, you will come to understand Seto's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how we may yet be persuaded. So I bid ye, seek out the Amaro and make yourself known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of greeting. I love, like, Tancred goes, yeah. Gentle touch. I got this. Let's touch some Amaro then. Well now, it is not often that we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind? Oh, I'm supposed to pet them. Okay. Here you go, buddy. Oh, how long has it been since last I felt man? Touch. I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Vobert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he's long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. That's kind of sad. I mean, a bit similar to the story of the Numo, who kind of lack purpose because they lack patrons and the patronage of humans, right? This is, man. Are you one of those treasure hunters? I am, in fact. Let me pet you. Oh, that tickles. Enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand? On the contrary, we Amaro were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts. Then a mage of Ronka gave a gift of intelligence that we might better serve our master. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us amongst other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. What is happening? Why am I being patted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. You're kinda loath to come here for fear of the Faefolk. But then, we are Faefolk too. When first we made a home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. It's easy to forget something. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amaro, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare, and not scorn, that Seto seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet, confront their king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. Yeah, this I am... Thank you for reiterating on that, Orion. I would have completely forgotten if you didn't tell me. In your fancy words. Might I prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Lightwarden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he warrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds. Spoken in earnest, thy words may yet move him to change his mind. You have spoken with my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore. None of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand upon us, even once, fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters would readily admit. I'll win, don't worry. This is something I must do. What am I to make of such declaration? Tell me, why do you wish to do this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fae folk to change. And in order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price. Not more, so. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king? To save the world, to keep a promise to my friends, to do what no one else can. I guess we're doing this to save the world, right? What did you say? The very words. Could it be mere coincidence? Very well. You may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared. Then meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends, that you may slay them. Okay. Where are we going to go? Oh, down there. Go. This feels like a single player duty thing, right? This is what's gonna happen here, correct? Please tell me it isn't so. I will use my voice to lure out the Sin Eaters, as once I did when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin at your signal. Ready then? Very well. Ooh, look at that, let's go. made short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wolligdorf. This was not a single player. How nice. By the ease with which you slew those sin eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think. And if you should be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought sin eaters who had wandered into Il Mheg. In the heat of battle, I dropped a prized possession. Of all the places that it should fall, it was Long Mirror Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the Fuath, but they are more likely to keep the medallion out of mischief than to return it to me. I had despaired of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go and search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. Buddies, why are you doing this to me? I know why you're doing this to me. Oh look. There's another ether current quest. Snore Slurp. Oh, I beg your pardon. I must have dozed off again. Ever since I turned 300, I couldn't find... Man, yeah, I feel you. I find I can barely stay awake. Sandman is my name, and I had something for you. What was it again? Ah, yes. A request. I would have you seek out a young Amaro who has newly arrived in Il Mheg. But ere I go into details, tell me. Know you the nature of our community, Wolligdorf? It is a place where those of us who have attained intelligence come to live out our days. We Amaro are born mindless beasts, you see. But if we abide among men for a century or so, we may awaken to abilities long lost in our kind. Speech, not least of all. That those who have awakened might know of Wolligdorf, we asked our Numo friends to place enchantments on the crystals found throughout Il Mheg. These crystals call out to our brethren around across Northrend, drawing them hither. However, the aforementioned young Amaro was not prepared for what he found here. That is, others speaking Amaro. And no sooner did I welcome him than he bolted and ran. Though he is wary of us, having served men until recently, I believe he will trust you. Please will you not find him and persuade him to come here? To help you on your way, he fled to the west of us. I think we can easily do that. Where is that little buddy? Where is that little buddy? You find a set of Amaro tracks headed southwest. Judging by the depth of the impressions, the creature was in some haste. Part-eaten foliage. Ah. You find foliage that has been partially consumed by a large beast. The trail of consumption continues west. Yep. Oh, come on. Moss fungus. And some fruit remains. Look at us. You find the eaten remains of a fruit, the exposed flesh yet to turn brown. The young Amaro may yet be near. Come on. There he is, the little buddy. Gasp! The young Amaro regards you with wary eyes. It's all right to talk. You know that I can talk? There was another fellow like me. Do you know him? Well, now, a whole settlement of talking Amaro. That must be the place he wanted to show me. My name is Tonatio. My master was a traveling merchant. One day, I discovered that I could speak. I was so happy and I thought my master would be happy too, but when I spoke to him, he looked as if he'd seen a ghost and abandoned me. Since that day, I've been wandering the land by myself. I'd heard of Il Mheg and I thought it would be nice to see it, but it seems the idea wasn't my own at all. This settlement, Wolligdorf, it sounds like a nice place, but I don't want to live there. I've been alone for a while, and I don't feel comfortable around others anymore. Not even other Amaro. Where are we gonna find... Can we drop down there, or are we just gonna break everything? We drop into the lake? Is that possible from here? Oh man, I'm not sure this is a good idea, but here goes. Ha! Look at that. Haha. Okay, that honestly hurt. That was not a good idea. That was literally not a good idea. Oh man, but the light reflection on that lake looks gorgeous. Can you see that? Little pinkish hues. That's something. You can go underwater and find that medallion. This does not appear to be Spittle's medallion. Okay. Church, gorgeous. We get in there? Yeah, we should get in. We absolutely should. Look at that. Well then, I guess we can just bamf back, right? Here we go. So, is this... Is this the medallion you're looking for? Looks like we did it.
My medallion! You found it!
It's not the voice I expected.
Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy. His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Oh,
Artbert, thou sayest?
we've heard that name before, right?
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Artbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet... he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
I'm sure Ardbert knows how you feel.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Of course there's trouble.
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Mheg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None
Gary
of our tricks
Boney
seem
Wrinkly?
to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Gary Boney Wrinkly.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in,
Oh.
our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Lightwarden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Lightwarden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers.
That sounds very
Should we
reasonable.
succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Yes, Thancred.
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Midfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
Don't be that kind of guy, Thancred. Come on.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Don't be that guy. Seto would wish you well on your way. Forgive me, it seems my indecision has cost you precious time, but I am convinced now. Convinced that you will triumph. To the south, you will find the bridge to Leagia. As the bearer of the four relics, the gate to the castle will open to you. Well then, let's see if we can do this. Right? I think we're still missing one. Give me a second here real quick. Yeah, we're still missing one ether current, but that should be up on that island, I guess, right? So let's see how that goes. Where is that bridge? Should I be going down here? Well, 240 yards to the west. Yeah, that should be on that island, I guess. Ooh, look at us. Finally made it. You little beetle. No. Ha! Told you. You're gonna attack me last minute? Oh, you did not? That's so nice of you. And... yeah. We are. Seriously, you're just sitting there waiting for me all that time. I don't believe that. By the way, I saw that get up yesterday. This looks very, very cyber. Like, a lot. And as much as I try not to get spoiled, I really like the look. I'm not sure whether I'm ready for it, right? To go from Final Fantasy to sci-fi on the moon, but let's see how it goes. The gate has recognized that you bear all 4 relics. The seal is broken. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle, but if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it is you. Yet know this, my adorable sapling. Though we fae folk may appear to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as is taken, to create as much as is destroyed, to give as much as is received. In all things, and the same will be asked of you. I haven't done any PvP, by the way, Leron. So, maybe I should be doing that. But worry not, come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side. So you want to do that trial with me? Can we create a party and then how does this work? Can we join? Man, this is a stupid question, but can we join? Can we just queue via Duty Finder? Does that work? As a party? Apparently, oh, okay, this is how it works. Great. So you see, I am very, very well versed in how Final Fantasy works. So are you usually maining Dancer? Let's have a look at them. Let's have a look at them. Let's see how long this takes. I hope this doesn't take too long. Jesus Christ, what is going on with all these buffs? Crazy. Yeah, maybe I should check out Dancer. I think Dancer is kind of a nice mix between damage dealer and support class, I guess, right? I don't know how well Bard does that actually, because I thought that initially that was the whole premise of Bard, right? Be a damage dealer that also kind of does support and provides buff, but I've never looked into them. So as you can see, my damage dealing classes I haven't leveled a lot, to be honest. I haven't even picked up Archer. I've never looked into Monk. Well, Reaper and Viper are kind of new, so they don't count. Neither does Pictomancer. Blue Mage is still level 1. Kind of sucks. Summoner I only leveled because of Scholar, right? I think the only 2 damage dealers that I reasonably leveled would be Machinist and Black Mage. And I like Black Mage quite a lot. Machinist, I don't know, the rotation kind of confused me and it didn't do anything really cool. I thought I would like the vibe, kind of, you know, having a gun-based damage dealer, but it honestly didn't do much for me. So maybe I will look into Dancer. I don't think I'm honestly starting Archer from level 0 and then leveling it up to level 70 to understand whether I like it. Doesn't seem very. Also, I think I'm definitely more of a healer guy. Dancer has slightly lower average DPS than other DPS classes, but provides offensive buffs to the team and has some basic shielding. That sounds nice. I think I've said that in one of the earlier streams, but when I started playing MMOs, I started playing Lord of the Rings Online. And the healing class there was basically a bard. And it worked a lot using buffs. Like there was some healing, of course, but it was also a classic support class in terms of providing buffs to damage or damage mitigation or stuff like that. And I quite like that, actually. I think I also like that a lot about the Astrologian, to be honest, because that is something that I quite like. Honestly, I think as far as healers are concerned, I like what the Astrologian does because he's providing support and buffs in addition to damage. I think I like the idea of the Scholar as a shield healer. And then Sage, of course, does that interesting thing where they basically deal damage. They're basically a damage dealer. The only one who doesn't have like a clear shtick apart from healing is White Mage, who's just a pure healer, it feels to me. Apart from spamming Holy on dungeon pulls, of course. But yeah, so I think I like Scholar most just because I like the vibe. And from a mechanics perspective, I think that Astrologian is kind of interesting. You know, this is funny. Lancer Dragoon was the first DPS that I kind of started. But I never got them beyond level, what are they right now? 35. I've never really gotten into them on. I don't know. It just never stuck with me. Yeah, and I realized the other day looking at duties that I could actually line up for PvP, like daily frontline challenges and stuff like that. I've literally never done any PvP, none at all, so I don't know how it feels, honestly. But maybe if I find some time, I'll look into it. I felt not too compelled to do that because, well, I wanted to continue with the MSQ, right? But yeah. Also, I don't know how PvP works in it, so maybe I need to find out. There's so many distractions from the MSQ, to be honest, that I literally don't know. Is she riding a doggo? Are you riding a doggo? What is going on? People have like the weirdest mounts. You crazy kids. You crazy kids. So I have a hard stop at 1:30, which is in half an hour. I think we'll still make it in time for that trial if it pops in a reasonable time, and it should be popping in a reasonable time. But if we don't make that, we'll have to leave it for next time and see how that goes. But since we already queued up and we're well over the due time, actually, I hope it'll pop any minute now, and then it won't take us too long. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Man, this outfit is... Yeah, there are different skills, right? In PvP. Weren't there... I feel like I did some tutorials back in the day. When I first started playing. I remember... I like really remotely remember some PvP tutorials. But that was like forever ago. I don't... Man, that was a while ago. It actually takes a while. Ah, man. I am so used to just queuing up for duties and them popping immediately that when I queue up for a duty as a healer and it doesn't do that immediately, I feel very confused. Like, did I do something wrong? What is happening here? Why am I not immediately just transported to the duty? That should not be happening. I am queuing with a DPS. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a good point. So I shouldn't be doing that, right? Is this how it feels queuing up as a DPS? This is horrible. Why would you do that? That's just... Man. No. I've had the same problem. Basically trying to level the Black Mage. And I basically found a way of just... I don't know. I think what I mostly did with the Black Mage was trying to do the hunting logs while queuing up for duty roulettes, and then dropping into the duties whenever they popped, and then going back to hunting. But honestly, I'm not used to that. I am absolutely not used to waiting like 10-15 minutes for a duty to pop. Something like that. If you want to drop, then please do so. The problem is I only have half an hour left, so I would have loved to do the duty with you, but you want to drop, so we can see if the duty pops or not without you. That is absolutely fine by me. Let's see. just pops now. This is going to be so embarrassing. No, I still have a wait time of 8 minutes now. Anyway, maybe it wasn't you after all, Liron. Maybe it's just the way things are right now. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is gonna take a while, honestly. So folks, listen. Since since I have a hard stop and I need to, let me do the following. Let's not overdo this. I am wondering whether I'm just... Now listen. We'll not do this today. Well, we're not gonna do this today. Listen. I need to drop off on time today because I have an appointment to play Frosthaven with friends, and I need to meet up with them at 2 p.m. and I need to grab something to eat before that. So we're just gonna stop right here and pick up with this trial next Sunday. I really wanted to do this, but I feel like I'm pushing my luck and I don't want the duty to pop off and then be late for my meeting with my real life friends. Gonna suck. So I would suggest we end the stream here right now. Was a little bit short. I know it was just 2 hours this time, but I think we can just restart here next week and try to do the trial. I really appreciated, Liron, I really appreciated you dropping by and trying to do that trial with me. Maybe we can do that next time and see if it works out. I would really love that, even though you are DPS and you're making that queue a little bit longer. But yeah, so what I guess I'm trying to say is let's wrap this up here and let's come back next week and try to do this trial at the start of the stream. See how it goes. Oh no, you will be at Vabali on Sunday, which sounds horrible, horrendous. I hope you enjoy your time in Vabali. I hope it's not too busy on a Sunday. Honestly, I feel like I prefer going there on work days, just taking a days of leave and then dropping in there on, I don't know, a Tuesday or Wednesday when there's not too busy. But have a beautiful time. Enjoy the saunas there. And I will definitely let you know how it went. So, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like. Push that subscribe button if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will leave you wishing you a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the nasty Berlin weather if you're here in Berlin. Have a great time. Stay safe. And I hope I'll see some of you back next Sunday while we do that trial. So thank you very much and have a beautiful Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.